Okay, hi, I'm just going to give you a quick tutorial on how to install Windows 8, the consumer preview, on a VirtualBox virtual machine. First, obviously, you need to download VirtualBox, get that up and running. Good idea is to install the actual extension pack as well, which is on their website, which allows you to do USB 2 compatibility and have functionality for that. I've got a few virtual machines here already. I have already got it installed, but I'll quickly give you a quick rundown. We just go to New, go straight to Next, give it a name. If you give it a name like Windows 8, it already selects the correct operating system for you. Windows 8. Select a memory size, anything a gig and above really. You can, depending on how much memory you've got, obviously spare, the more the better. But the gig's fine, to be honest. Just to obviously have a quick test of obviously Windows 8, see how it performs. If you haven't created a hard disk already, you need to create a new one, so just create a new hard disk and make it the startup disk. It doesn't really matter which ones of these you use. I've only tested VDI myself because obviously VirtualBox is default format. I know some people have used the VHD, virtual hard disk, and known that to work as well, but I'm going to use a VDI here. If you use dynamically located, it doesn't use as much space on your hard drive, which obviously a lot better if you're limited on space. It's possible it could be a bit slower than obviously the fixed size, but it's quicker to produce, and it just makes things a bit easier. So just give it a name, Windows 8. Obviously you can just leave it as, or rename it to whatever you want. 20 gigs probably okay. I think you need a 16 gig hard drive for the 32-bit version of Windows 8. I can't remember exactly what the 64-bit version is. I think it's about 20 gig actually that you need for the 64-bit operating system of Windows 8. So just keep it 20 gig just to be safe. Just click create. See, because it's dynamically located, it should create it pretty much instantly. You've got that there, so you've got your Windows 8 operating system. Go to settings. Obviously you've got the default settings. All this can be the same, you don't need to change anything here. Again, you don't need to change anything here. You can enable I/O APIC. Absolute pointing device, if you're going to use, you could possibly link a touch-based USB controller to it. I haven't tried it myself, but it's completely possible. So you can, I haven't tried with more than one CPU. You don't really need it, obviously, just to have a quick look at it. Obviously it's not going to be the best obviously performance anyway, running on a virtual machine, and it's consumer preview anyway, so I wouldn't be worried too much about performance. As far as I know, it does require you to have a hardware virtualization technology enabled in the BIOS. If you haven't got that, I know you need that definitely for the 64-bit version of Windows 8, as you need for any 64-bit Windows or any 64-bit operating system. But I think Windows 8, even the 32-bit, might actually require it to run properly. So without that, there's not much you can do if you don't have that, to be honest. Display, obviously you can just rack up the video memory to obviously give it a bit better performance. You can select on 3D acceleration and 2D acceleration. They were, I'm not sure, I haven't done any performance benchmarks, but they could help. I haven't tested, but I haven't seen any problems with them either, so you can just enable them. Storage, obviously, for the disk drive, you need to load in the ISO of the Windows 8 consumer preview that you downloaded. I'm going to load the 32-bit version in here, but it's exactly the same for the 64-bit version. You can leave everything at audio, network, serial ports, USB, because we installed this extension pack for a VirtualBox. It will allow us to have USB 2 functionality. So just click OK there. You can just boot that up by just double clicking it. There is a problem at the moment where the VirtualBox guest editions don't actually run on Windows 8 consumer preview, which is obviously a bit of a problem, as it doesn't allow you to obviously have the optimum resolution. You can either, it's a bit of a strange resolution they have, and I haven't really seen many screen sizes that obviously support it natively, so you're going to have to just try your best just to get the best resolution for you. So you just want to select obviously location and regional settings. Install now. So VirtualBox will release guest editions, an update for it obviously eventually, but at the moment, since it hasn't been out that long, they haven't had much time to do that. Then what you need to do is just obviously type in your code for Windows 8 that you received. Just type in your code. This copy and paste might not work because of the guest editions aren't installed yet. It doesn't allow copying straight to the virtual machine. I'll quickly just type this in. So just accept the license and terms. So do custom, and then you want to click on obviously the unallocated space 20 gig, the one we just created. Just click next. Just give that a minute just to expand the files. If you're loading it straight off an ISO, it'll be a lot quicker than loading off the disk, because obviously it can read it a lot faster. So hopefully it shouldn't take too long. I think we're just going to probably pause the recording now, just wait for that to finish, and I'll come back after it's finished. Okay, after it's finished installing, it would restart a couple of times, go through things like pairing and things like that. Once that's up and done, it should boot straight into the basically setup screen, which is quite a new thing. It looks a very Metro interface. We can do the background colour, things along the lines. Give the PC a name. Just give it a name. You can just express settings for now. They're pretty default, to be honest. Just like downloading updates and allowing it to gain have access to your obviously account if you're using Windows Live. Don't want to sign in with a Microsoft account at the moment. Just going to use a local account. Obviously you could sign in with your Hotmail account. If you go back again, if you type in your Hotmail account here, or Windows Live ID, obviously that will help you keep all your stuff synced across. It will set up your email automatically. It will link all your services in. If you've linked up with Facebook, it has your SkyDrive on there with your pictures, things like that. But for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to use a local account. Just give it name test. Just going to finalise the settings, and then should bring us straight up to the start screen. As I said, the resolution, because it hasn't got VirtualBox guest editions installed and it won't allow you to install it, resolution's a bit messed up at the moment. Like I said, it's only been about a week since they released the consumer preview, so it's not even that really. So you have to give them some time just to make the updates so it can be compatible. But hopefully when that's done, you should be able to run it a lot more fluently, run it full screen, and hopefully get a bit more of an experience from it. And there's the start screen for you. So if I just boot into full screen mode there, I'll give you a quick show you what I mean about the resolution. Just go into here, just change the resolution. It's only got some really bad options. So you can do 1280 by 1024, which is obviously a bit better, but we switch to that now, which is not too bad. But the problem with that is, and the major problem is the fact that Windows 8 uses a lot for uses different regions of the mouse to obviously perform different actions. So say you wanted to switch applications, you move to the left up here, see it? But the trouble is because of the way the VirtualBox uses, you can scroll past it. It's quite hard sometimes to get your mouse right in the top left hand corner or the top right hand corner just from flicking your mouse. Obviously if it was just right in the corner of the screen you can't go further than that, so it's a lot easier to obviously flick your mouse to the end of the edge of the screen, but where the resolution is now it's a bit more tricky. But if I show you this quickly, it does have one more resolution. It's got a lot higher, but it's a bit, well, for my screen at least, mine's a HD screen, 1920 by 1080, but it goes past that as well. Obviously you can't see anything, so that's no good really. If you've got a screen that supports that high resolution, it's going to be a bit tricky. So, and that's how you set up Windows 8 on the VirtualBox environment. Hope that helps anyone having troubles.